So I've got with me today Thomas, Willem, Davie and Pieter, and we're going to be talking about quite a few topics, just sort of all aligned with our journey, finding solutions for South African problems.
We spoke about it the other day, and just out of interest, we function in the financial industry, and we know how strict the regulations are in the financial industry. I mean, I can't even take a gift from an insurer under a certain amount without declaring it, etc., etc., and it makes sense. Why is the system so broken that these institutions get away with this kind of murder and everyone suffers and we just accept it?
The answer is easy. If you get the policeman and the buyer and the seller and the manager and everybody in on it, that's what happens.
I want to
It's the
add to
balance.
that. I want to add to that. An institution like Eskom, which is a state-owned company, which is it means it's owned by the state, but it's actually owned by us, the taxpayer. Now that institution reports to Parliament, and that's where you talk about a regulatory environment. Parliament is supposed to provide oversight over Eskom. So Parliament reports to Eskom with their balance sheet and their annual reports and their financials and so on and so forth. And the management of the board is supposed to appear in front of Parliament. But with state capture, Parliament was also captured. So you had crooks on both sides of the fence. So oversight didn't take place. So when Eskom started going south, you had crooks in Parliament. You had ANC deployees, cadres sitting in Parliament. So they got away with it because they were all in on it. But once again, the ones that can afford it put on a solar panel and they go on with their lives.
Yeah.
The people that can't afford it are the ones that suffer.
Yeah, I think it sounds like we are being held hostage in South Africa by criminals and criminal politicians. And I mean, what is the end result there? I mean, we're looking for solutions. If the solution is that the private sector and people that can ring fence themselves in this environment do that, what's going to happen to the rest of the people?
We've got a fantastic constitution. I do believe that. We've got an independent judiciary. We've got the rule of law. We subscribe to that. We've got a good constitution, like I said. But if the system is corrupted, then you can't you can't legislate for everything. Because it's at the end of the day, the whole value chain, the system is run and managed by individuals and human beings. And if the whole value chain is corrupted, then it doesn't matter that you've got a good constitution or legislation. And that's what we saw with the years of state capture. So it's a problem that many of these figures, Siyabonga Gama, he was involved in state capture at Transnet. He's also a member of Parliament. Lucky Montana at PRASA, he was at the center of state capture corruption at PRASA. They are all members of Parliament. So there's a problem with the system.
Can I just comment on something that you said, and we use the word state capture all the time. But state capture has become an excuse, even to the ANC. It is not us, it was
it's something distant
from us.
Yeah.
It's state capture somewhere else.
Yeah.
But let's be frank about this. This was caused by the ANC government.
Yes, it was.
That's the fault.
If one listens to this, it's very negative, but one does see the private sector step in, and one wants to become quite positive when that happens. But it seems it's really just about leadership.